Maggie Oliver's journey from a police officer to an advocate for justice is well documented. She sacrificed her career to bring attention to the failings of Greater Manchester Police in tackling grooming gangs. Her involvement in exposing the Rochdale grooming scandal brought her into the national spotlight, showcasing her courage and determination. Oliver's experiences have made her a respected voice on the issue, and her criticism of Starmer carries significant weight. Starmer, who served as Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, from 2008 to 2013, was in a position of considerable influence during a time when grooming gang cases were increasingly coming to light. Oliver's accusations against Starmer revolve around what she perceives as a lack of decisive action during his tenure as DPP. She has alleged that systemic failures were allowed to persist under his leadership, ultimately enabling the continuation of abuse in several high-profile cases. Oliver's statements have drawn attention to the broader institutional culture at the time, which, according to her, prioritized bureaucratic procedures over the welfare of victims. It was a time when victims were being let down on a monumental scale, Oliver has stated in interviews, emphasizing that the criminal justice system failed to act decisively against perpetrators. The revelations have sparked a wave of reactions from the public and political commentators alike. Many have expressed outrage at the alleged inaction, while others have defended Starmer, arguing that he was working within a deeply flawed system. Critics of Oliver's claims have pointed out the complexity of addressing grooming gang cases, highlighting the challenges faced by law enforcement and prosecutors in securing convictions. However, Oliver's supporters argue that these complexities should not excuse a perceived lack of urgency and commitment to protecting vulnerable children. Oliver has highlighted specific instances where she believes the Crown Prosecution Service, CPS, under Starmer's leadership, failed to act appropriately. One such case involved the reluctance to prosecute individuals despite overwhelming evidence provided by victims. According to Oliver, these decisions not only denied justice to the victims, but also emboldened perpetrators to continue their predatory behavior. She has called for greater transparency in examining the decision-making processes within the CPS during that period, suggesting that a thorough review is necessary to uncover the truth. In response to these allegations, Starmer has maintained that his tenure as DPP was marked by efforts to improve the handling of sensitive cases, including those involving sexual exploitation. He has pointed to initiatives aimed at increasing the conviction rates for sexual offenses and providing better support for victims. However, Oliver's criticism has raised questions about the effectiveness of these measures and whether they were sufficient to address the scale of the problem. The debate underscores the enduring challenges of balancing systemic reforms with the immediate need to safeguard vulnerable individuals. Oliver's revelations have also brought renewed attention to the broader issue of grooming gangs in the UK. These cases often involve organized networks of abusers who target vulnerable children, subjecting them to horrific exploitation. The failure to adequately address these crimes has been attributed to various factors, including institutional inertia, fear of being accused of racism, and a lack of resources. Oliver has been vocal about the need to confront these issues head-on, calling for a zero-tolerance approach to such crimes. The controversy surrounding Starmer's tenure as DPP has prompted some to question the role of leadership in effecting meaningful change. Oliver has argued that those in positions of power have a responsibility to challenge the status quo and prioritize the welfare of victims over bureaucratic considerations. Her criticism of Starmer reflects a broader frustration with what many perceive as a culture of complacency within the criminal justice system. This sentiment has been echoed by other whistleblowers and advocates who have called for greater accountability and transparency in addressing institutional failings. As the public discourse around these revelations continues, the impact on Starmer's political career remains uncertain. As the leader of the Labour Party, Starmer has sought to position himself as a champion of justice and fairness. However, Oliver's accusations have cast a shadow over this narrative, raising questions about his track record on one of the most pressing social issues of our time. Political opponents have seized upon the controversy, using it to challenge Starmer's credibility and leadership. Meanwhile, supporters of Oliver have praised her bravery in speaking out, emphasizing the importance of holding public figures accountable. The revelations have also reignited discussions about the role of whistleblowers in exposing institutional failings. Oliver's courage in coming forward has been lauded by many, but it has also highlighted the personal and professional sacrifices that often accompany such actions. Her journey serves as a reminder of the importance of supporting whistleblowers and ensuring that their voices are heard. It also underscores the need for systemic reforms to address the root causes of the issues they bring to light. Beyond the immediate political implications, Oliver's criticism of Starmer has shed light on the broader challenges of tackling grooming gangs in the UK. The revelations have sparked calls for a comprehensive review of past cases to identify patterns of failure and implement necessary reforms. Advocates have emphasized the need for a victim-centered approach that prioritizes the welfare of survivors and ensures that their voices are central to the pursuit of justice. This approach, they argue, is essential to rebuilding trust in the criminal justice system and preventing future abuses. As the debate unfolds, it is clear that the issues raised by Oliver go beyond individual accountability. They touch on systemic problems that require collective action and sustained commitment to change. Oliver's revelations serve as a wake-up call, urging society to confront uncomfortable truths and take meaningful steps toward justice and accountability. Whether this leads to tangible change remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. Maggie Oliver's voice has once again forced a critical issue into the spotlight, demanding attention and action from those in power. In a development that has sent ripples across the political landscape, Maggie Oliver, the former detective turned whistleblower, has openly criticized Keir Starmer in connection with the handling of grooming gang cases. Known for her unwavering commitment to exposing the failures of institutions in protecting vulnerable victims, Oliver's latest revelation has reignited public debate about accountability and justice. Her statements are a stark reminder of the systemic issues that have plagued investigations into grooming gangs for years. At the center of this controversy lies an unyielding question. Could more have been done under Starmer's watch to prevent the suffering of countless young victims?